Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms. And in just days, live on the WWE Network, we will see an outsider come in and attempt to go one-on-one and beat, undoubtedly, one of the biggest stars in NXT, baby. Also, the captain of Team Kick faces the genius of the sky for the Women's World Crown. And finally, a beast hell-bent on destruction faces a man who is said to be limitless for the NXT World Crown. But before it is time for the captain of Team Kick and the genius of the sky to clash, before it's time for the beast and the limitless one to put it all on the line, before it is time for NXT TakeOver 30, it's time for the rundown. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another video right here on YouTube.com. As of course you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known. Wait for it, to mankind. This is the official rundown for NXT TakeOver 30, which of course is streaming live on the WWE Network this Saturday with the pre-show starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, I needed to bring back that intro. I needed to bring back the infamous intro that has made me oh so famous, ironically, over the last 3 years. And of course, I had to bring back the shades. But today, or tonight, at least I should say, I am not alone. That's right, I ain't alone, because I got with me one of the most loyal members of the DJ Storms posse. I got with me a fellow content creator who has been busting his ass for the last 7 years to give you guys quality wrestling analytics. Lifelong wrestling fan, please help me welcome TM161. How are you, my friend?
Hey. Oh, bro, gotta tell you, the intro was like no other, bro. You just absolutely killed it. Killed it, bro. Killed it. Intro is like the phenomenal one himself, bro. Just simply phenomenal.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. How you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, bro. Watching NXT made me feel a little bit better, but this is one of those days when everything just going so wrong. But at the same time, it could be worse.
Yo, I feel you there.
We got Corona, we got deaths, we got so many things, man. But it's all good.
Yeah, I know. I feel you there, man. I just hope that they get this vaccine by probably October, December at the latest. I mean, this whole year has just been one big disaster, but hopefully we can take our minds off of that for at least 3 hours when we watch NXT TakeOver 30. We got about 5 matches to talk about, and I greatly appreciate you coming on the channel here, joining me here today to talk NXT TakeOver 30.
Well, thanks for inviting me. What's up, posse?
Damn right, here we go. He knows. See, this is where the DJ Storms posse and the TM Nation clash. That's what happens right now. The two fan bases, they come together. It's been a long time coming. It's been 2 years in the making. 2 years in the making. But anyway,
2 years in the making.
We're going to get straight into the matches here. So, this match was actually just announced yesterday. And it is a triple threat tag team match between Legado del Fantasma, and props to Triple H for using Legado del Fantasma in the tag team division like I've been pitching. Then we got Breezango and Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. This is a #1 contenders triple threat match to see who will face Imperium next for the NXT Tag Team titles. It is on the pre-show, of course. Now, I expected there to be 5 matches on the show, but I didn't expect this match. I was actually predicting Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I'm still wondering why they haven't booked that match. Yeah, I'm still wondering why they haven't booked that match for TakeOver. Now, I'm not going to discredit any of these 3 teams. I think this is going to be a great match, as per usual. I'm very happy that they're starting to put a little bit more focus on Legado del Fantasma. You can really have a lot of fun with Legado del Fantasma. I've been loving what they've been doing, and if you want to...
Oh, yeah, man, he's been...
And if you want
he's
to...
been clicking, bro. Like, Fantasma, the faction, bro, his faction, and the way he just comes off, bro, he just comes off as just legit.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Santos Escobar, he absolutely carries himself like a star. Now, Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. Yes. Now, I definitely would not mind them winning the tag team titles, but I don't think that time is now. I don't think they're going to do heel versus heel, Legado del Fantasma versus Imperium. Now, it could be a great match, don't get me wrong, but I feel as though there's a bigger story to tell here with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Now, Imperium now has 2 title defenses underneath their belt. Yeah, I do believe that we are going to get Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan winning this match, and I do believe that Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch will be the next NXT Tag Team Champions, and then they could possibly groom Legado del Fantasma for that spot. Now, I don't know what's going on with Swerve and Escobar. I'm not sure when they're doing that match. I'm actually kind of disappointed that they're not doing it on TakeOver because those guys deserve a spot on a TakeOver.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you think after how they build up Isaiah, you'll think they'll put that match at TakeOver, especially how they position him on television as a lead. Kind of giving us a backstory about him and everything. So you kind of wondering how they would not book that match at a TakeOver out of all places.
Especially TakeOver 30.
Spot like that, he's so well earned. You know?
I feel you there. But I'm not going to discredit this match. I feel as though this is going to be a great match. I am going with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch to win here, and I do believe that Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are going to walk out of TakeOver 30 pre-show as the #1 contenders, and I do see them beating Imperium. TM, the floor is yours. Let me get your analytics and prediction on this match.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the 2 names that you just mentioned, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, because I have been raving about them just recently on my channel of how, especially Oney Lorcan, like how he is that perfect enhancement talent for those who are just coming on the scenes, being built up either at the main event level or even at the mid-card level. Oney Lorcan is just that damn good of a wrestler. And also his partner, Danny Burch as well. Like, you can kind of see it in him. But, of course, the money is in Oney Lorcan. See, this team, it's been a long time coming. It's just that every time they get in that position, it's always not their time. It's always that other team. But here you can see, and it's at a time in which you know when is the time for a certain person. And right now, it is that time for Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch to finally get their shot at the Tag Team Championship. So, my friend, I'm going with also your prediction, and you predicted Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch will win the Tag Team match.
Now, do they win the Tag Team titles from Imperium?
That's a good question. You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Ooh.
Because it's been a long time coming, bro. It's a long shot because Imperium has been good, but you just know when it's like someone else's time. Like, I feel like it's the time to finally pull that trigger is now on Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. I feel like they have to do it because Imperium, as good as they are, it's like they're like just in circles right now. It's like they're not like a big focus point, but for some reason I feel like Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan could be with the Tag Team Championships. I know for a fact that they could definitely build up in the Tag Team division. Not to say Imperium can't either, but I feel like this is the money team right now.
Well, here's the thing. Even if Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch win the titles, I still don't think they're going to be a major focus point, mainly because of the fact that you can sense where Vince McMahon has started to take over NXT, and the lack of focus on tag team wrestling is one of those areas. Like, yeah, obviously we can point out Charlotte Flair, we can point out Robert Stone, we can point out Drake Maverick and his real life firing, we can point out Karrion Kross and his immediate push, which we'll talk about. But the lack of focus on tag team wrestling, that has been a major, major issue in NXT ever since WrestleMania season ended. And now you can clearly see that Vince McMahon has definitely started to take over because there's no focus on tag team wrestling. Yes, Imperium have had 2 successful title defenses, 2 decent matches, but ultimately, no matter how good those matches were, they weren't a major focal point on the show. And they haven't even defended their titles on a takeover. Yeah, the last 2 takeovers now, TakeOver 30 and TakeOver In Your House, which I'm playing right now, Imperium were not on either of those takeovers defending those titles. So, at this rate, I don't even know.
Why that's not even the case? Like, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro, but you wonder why, like, that's not even the case when we seen how successful the tag team division was back in the older days of NXT. So now you kind of, like, reflecting on it and, like, just asking yourself why. Like, the main roster, that's a lost cause. Raw and SmackDown, it's at a point where it's at a lost cause now. I want it to be better for us tag team go, but right now it's just not important. It mostly feel like a filler, bro. I say that every single time. It feel like a filler.
And it sucks because they got some great teams.
And, right, exactly. You got Andrew Garza, Andrade, Street Profits, ALP, when one of them gets bad, Razor or Akam, one of them.
I think Akam.
Yeah, Akam. So you got Akam, you got Heavy Machinery, who hasn't even got a sniff at the Tag Team Championship yet, which is a major crime. I feel like they should have won the Tag Team Championships back when Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan was holding the championships back at, what was it, Shrink Rule?
Yeah, I was there. I was there in the crowd. I was there in the crowd when that happened, and I was telling you, man, if they were going to take the titles off of Bryan and Rowan, it should have been with Heavy Machinery, not the fucking New Day.
Exactly. They should have been right there when they should have won those championships. Everything was screaming Heavy Machinery that night, and they dropped the ball again. What does WWE? What else new?
Pretty much, but we kind of got sidetracked there. We kind of got sidetracked here, but it's Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch across the board. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch across the board.
That's how we get sometimes, bro.
No, trust me. I don't blame you, man. I really don't blame you. Trust me. Everyone in the chat right now, everyone that's watching right now, they're loving this. See, this is why I wanted to collaborate with them. This is why. Side note, people.
Like, I know you feel me on that one, bro. I felt it.
Side note, people. He's the one that actually told me to put the sunglasses on, so you could thank him. All right.
Hey, you got a rocket for him, bro.
You're damn right. I got a rocket for him right here.
Yeah,
there we go. Anyway, we're moving on. We're moving on before we get sidetracked right here. He's dying right here. You don't even see it, people. But, all right, so the next match, we're going to talk about Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. Now, here's what I'm going to say.
God.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Now, here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say before I hand it over to TM. I've said it once and I'll say it again. The storyline's unnecessary. It's completely ridiculous. Goes against everything that NXT stands for. And again, I really don't want to use the cliche calling card, but it really is just a desperate attempt for ratings because Vince McMahon thinks that all of the traction, that the initial meetup between Adam Cole and Pat McAfee, the initial confrontation where Adam Cole flipped over the microphone, flipped the table, and said, "Fuck you, Pat," that is what Vince McMahon thinks is going to translate from social media traction into actual ratings. And obviously that hasn't been the case because AEW has clearly been the superior show in the ratings, specifically when it comes to the Wednesday Night Wars. So, right off the bat, it's unnecessary, it's not needed, and it goes against everything that NXT stands for. However, I would be an idiot. I would be an absolute idiot if I was to say that the back and forth between Adam Cole and Pat McAfee these last few weeks, I would be an idiot if I was to say it hasn't been good. I would be an idiot to say that it hasn't been good television. I would be an idiot if I was to say that both men have not played their roles beautifully. I'm giving Pat McAfee all the credit in the world when I tell you that he knows how to play a dick. He knows how to play a dick, and he actually reminds me a lot of myself when I'm in my element. When I'm in full-blown DJ Storms mode and I'm in my element, I look at Pat McAfee and I'm like, damn, he's actually doing pretty damn well for himself. I take a look at Adam Cole, and Adam Cole is actually playing a very good babyface. People are gravitating more towards Adam Cole because of how much of a prick Pat McAfee is. So I would be an idiot. I would be an idiot if I was to tell you, I would be an idiot if I was to tell you that the promo that we saw last night on NXT, I would be an idiot if I was to tell you that it wasn't good. Pat McAfee knows how to get under people's skin, and Adam Cole played his role perfectly as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm genuinely hoping that they actually give us a fairly decent takeover match. I'm actually hoping that they give us a fairly decent match because I don't want to shit all over this. I don't think anyone with a brain wants to shit all over this. So I actually hope
it's a takeover.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope that Pat McAfee does well for himself, but I'm not going to hesitate to call out Pat McAfee, Adam Cole, Triple H, the NXT creative team, Vince McMahon, whoever. I will not hesitate to call out everyone responsible in this storyline if it fails. I will not hesitate. Now, as far as my prediction go, Adam Cole. There's no reason for Pat McAfee to win. Now, I did hear a report, apparently from Triple H, where he said that Pat McAfee coming on, it's not just a one-off. I hope to God fucking not. I hope to God fucking not. Maybe that's Triple H just trying to get the media talking.
Oh, God.
Yeah, maybe that's just Triple H trying to get the media talking. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens because when it comes to the WWE, everything is just a big question mark and really not in a good way. Even when it comes to NXT, especially in the last 5 months. But I genuinely hope that this is not a flop. I hope that this is not a flop, and I'm going with Adam Cole to win. TM, what say you?
Okay. So, before I even talk about this match, when I first even heard about it, I was wondering how we even got here to this point. Then I seen the clip of Adam Cole and Pat McAfee in the studio or whatever, that podcast or whatever.
Pat McAfee
so
show.
Adam Cole go off on Pat McAfee. Yeah, Pat McAfee show. And I seen how he went crazy. And right away, I knew it was a work. Right away. Even though others said it wasn't. But it was cool. Now, here's the thing. I seen the build-up. Overall, I think, like you said, I believe they had done a fantastic job as far as getting us, I'll say, invested enough in the matchup, at least. For some fact that Pat McAfee's in the match is already invested enough because the number one thing we're going to be curious about is to see what he does in the ring.
Pretty much.
Now, we see what pretty much. Now, we see what he's doing as far as, like, building it up, talking back to Adam Cole, which he's done great. I have to give him that credit. Pat McAfee in this role, in this heelish role, has been great. Everybody has to be back on Adam Cole, just like we mentioned. I have to agree with that. Now, the match is so, like I said, everybody going to make it forward to Pat McAfee. Now, if this is going to continue, it's going to be clearly Adam Cole winning. But this is where I have to go different with you because for some reason, I feel like, even though Pat McAfee is not a celebrity by any means, I feel like...
absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not.
I feel like he's... Yeah, right. He's a punter for the coast. I mean, they deserve their respect too, man. They're getting that money. But anyway, I will say this. I feel like this is kind of like that celebrity kind of win thing in which, when celebrities in a match, they always win. So I feel like at TakeOver 30, Pat McAfee, somehow, some way, I don't know how, going to have help from someone which I have no clue who, but I just feel like he's going to get help from somebody to beat Adam Cole at TakeOver 30, shocking everybody. So my prediction is Pat McAfee.
Really? So is this going to continue after TakeOver 30?
Now, I just recently heard that rumor from you. I have no idea it's going to continue. Like I said, if it continues, Adam Cole definitely going to win, unless they have Pat McAfee get the second win and they have the 50-50 booking, which I am not sure about. But if it's a one-off, most definitely Pat McAfee is going to win. Because every single time, even though once again, let me clarify, Pat McAfee lost celebrity, but they treat him like one, and I'm feeling like they're going to have him get the win over Adam Cole, shocking everybody.
Well, yeah, a celebrity always wins unless you're Cain Velasquez.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, then you lose. You lose in a minute, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds to a Kimura lock to Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel.
Right, that was just awful. The Crown Jewel days. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it had some quality matchups, but most of it,
terrible, terrible.
Stomach, yeah.
But so if it's a one-off, you're definitely going with Pat McAfee.
Yes, sir.
Really? Wow. All right, so
he's going to get help.
From who? From one of the football players that he came with NXT, or to NXT? One of the football players he came with NXT.
It could be it could be a former coach player or a wrestler in the back. I don't know who, but it's going to come out of nowhere.
I hope to God not.
You will never see it coming.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude. Can we just hold on before we talk about the next match? Before we talk about the next match, can I just please ask this question? What the fuck is it with all these cringy taglines for WWE main roster pay-per-views? Yeah, dude, ever since the pandemic started, first at WrestleMania, it's too big for one night. Then we got Money in the Bank, the risk is worth the reward. Then we got Backlash, the greatest wrestling match ever. Then we got Extreme Rules, the horror show. Then we got SummerSlam, you'll never see it coming. Who the fuck is coming up with this shit? That's what I want to know.
Hey, I'm feeling like they're just trying to just inch with that one, just trying to do everything it takes just to get us to watch. I feel like that's just a reach just to get more fans to watch, bro.
You'll never see it coming. What will I never see coming? What will I never see coming? A good show? What will I never see coming? A good booking decision?
Take that back. If they surprise me with a good show, take that back.
Fine, yo. I'll take it back. I will take it back, bro. I will take it back. So,
oh man.
Oh my God. This is easily one of the best rundowns I think I've done. This is one of the best. This is no. This is the best rundown I've done all year. This is the best rundown I've done all year.
Hey, I tell you, bro, we're gonna have some fun over here, bro.
All right, so we're moving on to the next match.
You know what? And you know what? Before we start the next match, let me just say, and just thinking about that tagline too as well. You never see it coming. Like, what we talking about? RKO here, a punt kick. Like, what's up? Like Shawn Michaels sweet chin, or Ric Flair low blow to Drew McIntyre. Like what? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Ric Flair got punted, so he ain't coming back anytime soon.
Hey, you'll never see it coming.
Oh, God. I set myself up for that one. I'll give you credit. I admire the wittiness. So, we're going on to the next match here. We're going to talk about the NXT North American Championship ladder match, which, again, should not be happening.
Ooh.
This should not be happening because Keith Lee should not have vacated the title, but we are here anyway.
I got a lot to say about this.
No. You want to talk about? You want to rant on Keith Lee first, or do you want me to talk about the match first?
When it's my turn, I just go, bro.
All right.
Go.
So it's Bronson Reed. It's Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes versus Johnny Gargano versus the Velveteen Dream. Now, I was shocked that Dream actually won mainly because of the fact that I thought that Finn Balor was going to win since Gargano already advanced. And they did tease a feud and a rematch between Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano, and I had it in my mind that Gargano and Balor were going to get put in the ladder match simply because Dexter Lumis went out with an injury. Because if Dexter Lumis did not go out with an injury, it would have more likely have been Velveteen Dream, Cameron Grimes, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Dexter Lumis. And then Gargano and Balor probably would have had a separate TakeOver match. So apparently, they're pushing Finn Balor in a feud with Timothy Thatcher after TakeOver. So they got that going on. That should actually be a fairly interesting match. But Velveteen Dream's in there. Gargano's in there simply as a replacement. I'm not sure if they dropped the Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano angle because, again, they did tease it. And I thought that we were going to get a match at TakeOver 30, but I'm not sure if they dropped it in favor of Timothy Thatcher and Finn Balor because Timothy Thatcher is trying to get over. And I guess a win over Finn Balor would help him in that regard. But as far as the match goes, based off of everything, it seems to me that it can only go one way. And that's Damian Priest. Because Damian Priest, he has been, he's been chasing the North American Championship all year. He's had 2 North American Championship matches back in April. Triple threat match with Lee and Dijakovic, and then a separate match with Lee. So it would only make sense that Damian Priest finally gets his due. It would only make sense that Damian Priest finally gets his opportunity. Damian Priest, he's been busting his ass off, as you can see right here. He had a great match with Finn Balor at TakeOver in Your House. So ultimately, it would make sense. So it would make sense for Damian Priest to finally get his due. And I do expect Damian Priest to come out victorious here. I do expect this ladder match to be a lot better than the Casino ladder match that we got at Double or Nothing. That was a very disorganized ladder match, especially since we had an overabundance of guys. We had like 9 guys in that match. Meanwhile, this one, it seems a bit more condensed. It has about 5 guys, so it would make sense. I'm not sure where Johnny Gargano goes, but I can definitely see Bronson Reed being groomed for the next North American Championship reign after Priest. I can definitely see Cameron Grimes as a potential North American champion. I'm not sure if Gargano's going to win. I don't expect Johnny Gargano to win either, simply because Gargano, he's already established. If Johnny Gargano is to become a champion, it's probably not going to be until 2021 because there are bigger stories to tell and there are more guys to get over than Gargano right now. And Gargano's bulletproof. So he doesn't need the win. He doesn't need a championship. Gargano's realistically above the North American Championship, so it wouldn't really make too much sense for him to win. We'll figure out what happens there. Yeah, we'll figure out what happens there, but I'm calling Damian Priest to win this. He has waited a long, long time. Right now, Damian Priest is the hottest that he's been. He's been putting on great matches. He's really come into his own with the Damian Priest character, and it would make sense for Damian Priest to win the NXT North American Championship at TakeOver 30. TM, let me get your take on this.
Oh, bro, I'm fine. I'm glad myself, bro. I think you already know where I'm about to go with this. Ladies and gentlemen, to those who are watching this, hope you understand where I'm coming from when I say this. We had the Great American Badge. We seen Keith Lee, at the time North American champ, against Adam Cole, NXT champion. Title for title. Winner take all. Who won that match? Keith Lee. So now Keith Lee is double champion. If I'm not mistaken, it was for only 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, Keith Lee, after defending that championship over and over and over again, you mean to tell us, not even me, us as a whole, watching that Great American Badge match with Adam Cole, which was a great match between the two, you mean to tell me that Keith Lee did all that and defended the North American Championship only to drop it? When I seen that moment, I was literally just so frustrated at that point. I was literally just saying nothing but red because, first of all, I didn't agree with the match to begin with. Then you did the match, and then you had Keith Lee just drop the title. Why? Just to get opportunities? What about the opportunities as if to, I don't know, beat you for the championship, Keith Lee?
There were no opportunities. They did it simply to counter-program All Elite Wrestling. Further and further as the weeks went on, it was further proven that they merely did the Great American Bash and they merely did the NXT and NXT North American Championship title for title match simply to counter-program Fyter Fest. And here's the thing, bro. Keith Lee, more likely than not, was going to beat Adam Cole for the NXT title after TakeOver 30. He more likely than not was going to be the next champion, but they had to fast-track him to the title, or Triple H had to fast-track him to the title, A, to counter-program Fyter Fest, and B, which we'll talk about later on, is the fact that Vince McMahon wanted Karrion Kross at the top. We already saw the Vince McMahon influence. Now, Vince McMahon, he looks at Karrion Kross, 6'6", 265, 70 pounds, jacked as hell. He's a full-blown muscle man. Vince McMahon looks at him and jizzes his pants. Simple as that.
Yeah, just get a drool, you know.
Yeah, he gets the drool on, you know. He gets the drool down his chin, down his wrinkly 75-year-old chin. And now Vince looks at Karrion Kross, he's like, oh, we gotta get the NXT title on him now.
Oh, yeah, let's get that championship on this beautiful, voluptuous Karrion Kross. Yeah.
You did not just say, what did you just say, voluptuous? I didn't even understand a word you just said, bro.
Beautiful and luxurious.
Beautiful and luxurious? What the, wait.
I was in the zone, bro. I was in the zone, okay?
You were in the zone, and he goes with beautiful and luscious. Word for word. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. So we got that. And now Keith Lee is pretty much in a position where he just vacated the North American Championship, and then after TakeOver, that win at the Great American Bash is pretty much going to be rendered meaningless.
That's what I'm about to get at, bro. Like, that Great American Bash win, that whole concept that they built towards was meaningless. So we just wasted all of our time with that whole thing. Just for the simple fact that you had Keith Lee do one simple thing, and that's give up the North American Championship that he worked so hard to keep.
Yeah. And now he's going to lose the NXT title after only 45 days as champion.
Oh, we'll get to it.
So yeah, we'll talk about that.
And the North American Championship is now vacated. You know, we have Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano. Well, now Velveteen Dream. Am I missing anybody?
Cameron Grimes.
Oh, Cameron Grimes.
And that's it.
And that's it. Okay. So there we go. We got those five. Let me start with Cameron Grimes first because I feel like he needs to be first. Like I mentioned in my NXT review, I'm telling you right now, if Cameron Grimes win that championship, trust me, you're going to want to see my review. It's going to be a must-see review for those who don't like Cameron Grimes. For those who love Cameron Grimes, I'll just stay away.
Well, here's the deal. Look. Here's one thing. Here's one thing you gotta give Cameron Grimes, and it's the fact that whenever he's put in a match, no matter who he's with, whether he's with Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, Johnny Gargano, Matt Riddle, Cameron Grimes busts his ass in the ring. Cameron Grimes.
I'm about to get to that. Don't get me wrong. You just mentioned it. Cameron Grimes is a fantastic wrestler. I always bring this up. For those who say I'm just anti-Cameron Grimes hater. Like, I don't hate Cameron Grimes, just not a big fan of his. For some reason, I just don't see the X factor in him. That's just me personally. I just don't see it. But he is a great worker. I always say that about him. That's the one positive that I'll always give Cameron Grimes. He's a good worker, and you can't take that away from him. But as far as NXT North American Champion goes, I just don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it, bro. If it happens, review, must see. You don't want to miss it. Just stay tuned.
Wait. But what happens? What happens when he wins? He wins. He's taking that title to the moon. I had to do it.
The sun, Jupiter, Mars, don't take that shit nowhere as long as he's not
to the moon.
No. But anyway, next up, Bronson Reed. I feel like Bronson Reed is still kind of getting used to. I feel like putting that title on him would be a huge mistake right now, at this very moment.
Yeah, it's too early.
Gargano, you hit the word on all cylinders, bro. He's a made man. Like, he doesn't need the NXT North American Championship. He's going to be all right. He's bulletproof. Like you mentioned, you got that pitch perfect. Now, as far as Velveteen Dream goes, I feel like putting the title on him will also be a mistake because of the recent accusations that been cleared, I heard, as far as all that shit goes. I feel like putting the title on him will probably be a mistake right now, too. Now, as far as what you just mentioned, Damian Priest, I feel the exact same way as you. I feel like right now, at this very moment, after turning babyface, after losing to Keith Lee, after having that great match with Finn Balor at TakeOver in your house, I'm feeling like right now it is a perfect time to put that damn title on the man called Damian Priest. So I'm going with you, my friend. Damian Priest will be your new NXT North American champ.
Sounds like, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike, ladies and gents.
Yes, sir.
So, we moving on to the NXT Women's Championship match. And we got Io Shirai defending against Dakota Kai. And I know TM's excited about this one, but I'm going to take...
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take the stage here first.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the stage here first. So we got Io Shirai, and she's been doing great as the champion. She had a great match with Tegan Nox last month. That was her first title defense, and now we got Dakota Kai. Tegan Nox, she's only held the championship for almost 3 months. Or excuse me, Io Shirai. I think I said Tegan Nox. My apologies. But Io Shirai, she held the championship for almost 3 months.
Yeah. You get fine.
But we got Dakota Kai. Now, I am very happy that Dakota Kai is getting this opportunity. Dakota Kai, she definitely is a great women's wrestler, but I think one thing that needs to be brought to light is outside of her matches with Tegan Nox, specifically the steel cage and the street fight, she hasn't really had any standout performances that would make someone look at her and say, oh, wow, she's a really valuable player, or she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I do fully expect her to bring her A game here, and I do fully expect this match with Io, I do fully expect it to be a breakout performance. I do fully expect this match with Io Shirai to be a performance where we can look back on and say, Dakota Kai impressed, Dakota Kai is a valuable player, and Dakota Kai is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Now, as far as the outcome goes, I do not expect Dakota Kai to win, and there's no reason for Dakota Kai to win. Io Shirai, again, she won that championship at the beginning of June. There's no reason to take the title off of her. Matter of fact, it would be a mistake to take the title off Io Shirai this early. Io Shirai is not losing that championship until the end of the year. And the woman that's going to take it off of her is Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae right now, she's being built up in an interim feud with Tegan Nox. Since Tegan Nox apparently wants to talk things out with Candice, as you saw this past Wednesday on NXT. Tegan Nox and Candice, they're going into a feud. Candice already beat Mia Yim, so now she's going on to Tegan Nox. And then after the feud with Tegan Nox, she'll probably beat a few more individuals. And then towards November, I would say, maybe December, because I do believe that they might do a takeover in December, because they're having a takeover on October 4th. Now, I did mention this in a Lightning Flash update. They're having a takeover next on October 4th, reportedly. Now, it's rather early for another takeover so soon after TakeOver 30, because that's only like 5-6 weeks, and you never see them do that. But I do have a feeling that Triple H probably wants to get a fifth takeover in December. And I do feel as though in December we could get Candice versus Io potentially at a fifth takeover, reigniting their feud from 2019, and we're going to get Candice LeRae defeating Io Shirai to become the new NXT Women's Champion. But for now, I do think this is going to be a great women's match, and I do see Io Shirai retaining. Unfortunately, I feel as though Dakota Kai, she's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she's just going to be an interim challenger for Miss Shirai. TM, take it away.
I couldn't say it any better, bro. This is one of the ones where I ain't got to waste a lot of time on Dakota Kai, as though she's been great in her role after turning heel at that War Games on Tiga. She's had a complete transformation. The transformation has been phenomenal. I love Dakota Kai, but sadly, I feel like this is still at that wrong place, that wrong time situation that you just mentioned. Io Shirai's time, Io Shirai's going to retain. But I will say this, as far as the match goes as a whole, it will be a great match, but I don't think it's going to be on the level when Io Shirai fought Candice LeRae at TakeOver Toronto.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I will say that. I don't think it's going to be that highly. Yeah, it's not going to be on that level. Like, that's definitely just on that level. But it's still going to be, like, just as close, but not far, you know? So I'm going to say Io Shirai will retain. Easy choice. No way around it. It's just Dakota Kai. Not time. Not time.
So here's something that we need to talk about. After Io Shirai beats Dakota, who's left before she eventually gets to Candice? Now, I could see Rhea Ripley doing it, but Rhea Ripley right now, she's tied up with Mercedes Martinez. Now, more likely than not, we're going to see Mercedes Martinez win. Now, do they build up Mercedes Martinez for a women's championship reign next year, or are they going to put her against Io Shirai as an interim opponent?
I'm going to say both. I'm going to say they're going to probably put her in that position to probably try to give her that spotlight, in which she's going to probably look great and then lose, and then by next year, and I'll be like the middle of 2021 maybe, it'll probably be that time to pull that trigger on her. So I'm going to say both. Like, I feel like they're going to put her in that position probably after Dakota Kai. You know, it can be that. It can be Mercedes Martinez, for all we know. Because who else is there? You know, Tegan Knox, she had a moment. She lost. Candice LeRae, not now. Not right now. Who else is there? Chelsea Blackheart? You know, Aaliyah?
There really ain't no one.
I feel like Aaliyah still needs some more work. She's not even close to ready.
Yeah, that they really ain't. Yeah, she ain't nowhere close to being done with that championship. But yeah, we got Io Shirai. We got Io Shirai across the board. Now, we on to the main event. We on to the main event right here. We got Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross. And I think we already got our grievances out on Keith Lee. We got our grievances out on Keith Lee earlier when we talked about the NXT North American Championship. But here's one thing I will say.
I'm still mad about that.
Yeah. Here's one thing I will say. Again, I've said it once. I will say it constantly. It is too soon for Karrion Kross. Too soon. But I am very interested to see what these guys do. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I am very interested to see this King Kong versus Godzilla-like clash. I think it's going to be a hard-hitting hoss fight. I think we're going to get some great moments between these two. Keith Lee, obviously, we know is great. Obviously, we know Keith Lee's great. Karrion Kross, he put on... Yeah, Karrion Kross, he put on a great match with Dominik Dijakovic. Excellent storytelling in that match with him locking in the cross jacket on Dijakovic while looking straight at Keith Lee. That was some great shit right there. Now, Karrion Kross, I do believe that Keith Lee is going to make Karrion Kross look the best that he's ever looked. I think this could potentially be a match of the year candidate if these guys are allowed to go out there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and just beat the shit out of each other, just beat the living shit out of each other. And we're going to get some great stuff between these two. It's going to be hard-hitting. It's going to be physical. It's going to be something to remember. Matter of fact, this match could be better than the entire SummerSlam show. You'll never see it coming. But as far as the outcome goes, I don't really want to see it, and I do want to see Keith Lee get a legitimate run with the championship. But at this rate, if Karrion Kross loses, then his mystique is gone. If Karrion Kross loses, no matter what happens, his mystique is gone. Karrion Kross's mystique is gone. Keith Lee, while he continues his championship reign, Karrion Kross and his mystique will be gone. And if I'm going to choose one thing to be sacrificed, it's going to have to be Keith Lee's championship reign. And who knows, maybe Vince McMahon does want Keith Lee on the main roster, especially on SmackDown, because SmackDown and the upper mid-card to main event scene, oh my god, the upper mid-card to main event scene on SmackDown absolutely sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean sucks. Outside of Riddle, Styles, and The Fiend, they got no one of value in the upper mid-card to main event scene. Nobody. So I'm going with Karrion Kross here to retain. I'm going with Karrion Kross here, not to retain. I'm going with Karrion Kross to win the NXT Championship. As far as Keith Lee goes, I'm not sure if he gets called up immediately afterwards. I can definitely see him getting called up immediately afterwards. I can see him getting called up to SmackDown. I can see him getting put on SmackDown to give it a shot of adrenaline in the arm, a desperate shot of adrenaline in the arm that it needs. And I do see Keith Lee, hopefully, supposedly Vince McMahon is high on Keith Lee, but then again, he's been high on Andrade, he's been high on Garza, he's been high on Matt Riddle, and look at where they're at. But I do see Karrion Kross coming out victorious. I do see Karrion... Oh my god, Andrade. Don't even get me started on Andrade.
Yeah.
But I do see Karrion Kross winning the NXT Championship from Mr. Keith Lee. TM, let me hear it.
Well, I think this is another one, bro, that's a no-brainer, but I will say, to add on what you just mentioned, Karrion Kross, I feel like he's very high on Vince McMahon's radar. Mentioned it, got the height, got the weight, got the size, got the look. You know, Karrion Kross is going to probably be that man. And I will say this as well. I do want to see these two go at it again. I don't want this to be a one-all, because I feel like it's going to be that good of a match in which I want to see these two compete in, like, I don't know, a cage match or some type of, like, stipulation match. You know, last man standing, something like that, be on those lines. So I really like to see this continue, but it might not. I feel like it can if Karrion Kross wins, which I'm feeling like at this point he is. But I hope it's not one-off. Going with Karrion Kross to win. There's no other way around it. Keith Lee could go to the main roster. He better off going to SmackDown, in my opinion, because if we go to Raw, I'm feeling like, he going to be stuck in the wasteland, but...
He's going to get lost in the shuffle. Raw has the talent. They just don't know how to book it.
I mentioned Wasteland. Wasteland more deeper. I'm saying Wasteland, I mean, he's going to be way in back. You know what I mean? Way in back. They going to have that man carrying for like 3 months. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you saw what they did with Bianca.
Exactly. Like, how could you have Bianca Belair just come up and then just beat him back for like, what?
3 months.
2 months and then
3 months.
Oh, wow. God damn. Then you have on main event of all places.
Main event of all places.
Don't we start with the women's division? I ain't even going to talk about the women's division. I ain't even going to start with that, bro.
Yeah, that's main roster talk. This ain't main roster. This is NXT. I got Jesse Kaylan coming on. Trust me. I got Jesse Kaylan coming on tomorrow for the rundown for SummerSlam. So we'll be ranting on that.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. And shout out to Jessie, by the way, who recently followed me and subscribed to my channel. Shout out to her. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But like I said, Karrion Kross, no-brainer. Definitely going to win the championship. I definitely high on Mr. Man's radar. They're going to pull that trigger. Because you can't have Karrion Kross lose. Otherwise, like you mentioned, his mystique is gone. Just like the Fiend when he lost to Goldberg.
There we go. Don't even bring that up.
Can't do it.
Don't even bring that up.
Hey, when he lost to Goldberg, did anyone else felt but the Fiend had a mystique after that? I didn't. I mean, he still was great and everything, but the mystique was gone.
Dead.
It was gone. Shame, man. That was lost to Goldberg.
But we are Karrion Kross here across the board. Yeah, we are Karrion Kross across the board. Here's something now. should we get another match between Karrion Kross and Keith Lee, possibly at the October 4th TakeOver? Who's next then for Karrion Kross?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to mention something else too. But as far as who's next, that's a tough one. I mean, you got someone like Finn Balor can possibly be that one to compete against Karrion Kross and, of course, lose. You know, you got Gargano right there in the mix, but I don't think they'll probably pull him right away, but they could if they want to. You also have Bronson Reed as well, which I don't think they will do. I think it's too soon for him. You have... Oh, you say something?
No, I didn't. Keep going.
But, okay, I have to say all that. So, yeah, I feel like they can go with any one of those guys, but I will mention this. This one that I wanted to mention. When they get to that point when Karrion Kross is at a point where it's time for him to lose, I always bring this up, specifically for Karrion Kross, because I already know he's going to win the title. But I'm asking myself, who can that man be to beat him for the championship? Now, I don't know where he is right now, and no one has seen him since he lost to Karrion Kross, but how great would it be if they had Tommaso Ciampa just stay away? Just stay away. Don't even show up at all. Don't say nothing. Nothing. Don't even show his face. Nothing. Just stay away the whole time while Karrion Kross is champion. And then when the time is right, he just shows up, stares him down, and just say, I want my baby back, bitch.
Dude,
simple as that.
I was thinking the same damn thing.
Bro, I'm telling you, I think that's going to be a great story right there. Because remember, Karrion Kross decimated Tommaso Ciampa. When they interviewed him after that match, he didn't say a word, bro. He couldn't even say not one thing. He was so just shocked at losing to Karrion Kross that day. He just walked away, got in his car, and dipped off. We ain't seen him since. Since then, I'm telling you, all he had to do was just keep Tommaso Ciampa just out of the radar, out of the radar. And then when the time is right, bring him back. Stare down Karrion Kross. Beat Karrion Kross at the right time for the NXT Championship. I'm telling you, bro, that it's just going to be just, it tells itself. It tells itself, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Fantastic.
I go for it. I'd absolutely go for it. But when do you do it? Do you wait till next year?
I'll say by next year, yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen,
Probably not early on next year. I mean, it depends on the time.
Mid next year.
WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
But ladies and gentlemen,
Next year, yeah.
That wraps up.
For like a couple months.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition.
Yeah.
That wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I'd like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Here's what I need you guys to do. If you haven't already done so, I need you guys to follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. You'll find out why I am the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. Follow me on Instagram and Periscope at DDJStorms. Add me on Facebook, For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email at StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. And then, of course, you gotta like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook, that is. All the links are in the description. Of course, here's what I need you guys to do. If you haven't already done so, if you didn't like it already throughout the video, hit the thumbs up. I got goals to reach. We got boundaries to break, and we gotta break those. So you gotta hit the thumbs up. And when you hit the thumbs up, you gotta comment down below.
Break the walls down like Jericho.
There we go. Break the walls down, hit the thumbs up, and then you gotta comment down below or keep the chat alive if you're watching this live. And then you gotta hit that subscribe button Of course, you gotta hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to grow. We're trying to expand. And when you hit the subscribe button, you gotta hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It's the only time we're gonna get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful mustache. Hang on one second. I just gotta touch it up. I just gotta touch it up right here because it just needs a little touching up. You already know. Everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. But TM, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, man. Instagram, Naruto161. You got to follow me on Instagram. I would greatly appreciate that. You want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Twitter at Tavon Myers161. I changed it with 95, but now it's Tavon Myers161 on Twitter. Also, please subscribe to my channel. The channel is TM161. That TM161. Go subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. And also have to thank DJ, a.k.a. Dominic, for allowing me on this podcast today. I definitely appreciate it, bro. I thank you for allowing me to come on your show today on Lightning Flash
Rundown.
I greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. I greatly appreciate it. I will put all of these social media links in the description. They're in the description right now. Please go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter. And if you haven't noticed, I do got a new AJ Styles shirt right over here. Right over here. Maria, my friend Maria, she actually has this shirt right now. Shout out to her. She knows. She knows. I was actually at the mall the other day with my friend Michelle. Shout out to her. I know that she's watching. She's an absolute sweetheart. We went to Garden State Plaza, and I got some good stuff. I also got a Drew McIntyre shirt. I'll be showcasing that tomorrow on the Rundown for SummerSlam. Trust me.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I got some new merch. New merch. We're gonna be showing it off. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, he's TM161. I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for The Rundown for SummerSlam. Hope you guys have a great night.